Welcome back to CGN. It's Bobby G. Delighted to be joined today with Katelyn Kong. Hey, Katelyn, how are you today?
Good, how are you?
Good. Thank you so much for joining us. Since you already approved, I can call you KK, which you're affectionately known as. Thank you for that honor. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Let's start out by asking you a little bit about your junior career and kind of what age you got started and how you learned to get so darn good.
I started around like 7.5, 8-ish. I had a good family friend that played golf, so he kind of started giving me lessons and got me into the game because my parents didn't play golf at all. So they just wanted me to be active, do something. So it ended up being golf.
That's awesome. And so you chose and brought up playing in some AJG tournaments, which seemed like that was really good program for you. You had some success there. You played some other bigger tournaments outside of that in 22 or 23. What were you doing to get better and better, kind of each tournament while you were progressing as a junior?
Definitely, as, like, a young junior golfer, I wasn't the biggest tournament fan. I didn't like the nerves at all. I'd always get super nervous and almost, like, panic before I would go out and play, but I think honestly just kind of keeping, like, it consistent and continuing to practice and kind of trusting the process of what I'm doing is gonna show on the course.
Okay. I'm gonna come back to that part of the mindset in a little bit, but let's talk about your amazing high school career, Notre Dame High School in Sherman Oaks. You had a phenomenal high school career. The 2021 undefeated league champion. You were all Mission League selection. You were second at the California State qualifier. Um, you really turned it on, in high school. Was there something special about the team or the coach, or just something where everything started clicking for you in high school?
I think things started, like, coming together more after my freshman year, probably. I was still kind of undecided on whether or not I was a good fit for college golf, if that was something that I really wanted to do. I mean, playing on a team was super different too than junior golf because usually it's so individual. And I knew a lot of the girls, on the team previously because I've played tournaments with them, and I'm still, like, friends with most of them today, which is awesome, and I'll run into them at some college events, so I think our team in high school was really fun. It was really good. It was a great environment, and I think it was really motivating for me.
So, what was it that at what point in your high school career did you make the decision that you wanted to play in college?
I think it was after our fall in my sophomore year. Yeah, because I think that was the year we went to Poppy Hills. So, I mean, I was playing better. I was starting to play more tournaments outside of high school and everything, and more, starting to get more into AJGAs. And then seeing people on my high school team go off and play college and play on a D1 team, I think it was just really cool to see that. And it's just nice to admire that. And I'm like, oh, I know them and I played with them, and like I can do the same thing.
Amazing. So we have a pretty big audience of range from a lot of junior golfers to all the way through first and second year at Corn Fair and Epson. So, but for the younger members of our audience, I'm curious as to if you would share a little bit about your college selection process and how you navigated it, and then ultimately how you wound up at UC Irvine.
It was definitely a longer process for me. I wouldn't say I was a top recruit in junior golf. I was still, like, working hard. I think it's just important to keep an open mind and kind of email a lot of schools, like, and then, like, slowly narrow down your list, but definitely research things that you want to study or interested in studying in, weather, location. Yeah, I preferred to stay in California for sure, just because of weather, and then it's not too far from home, but I did email and talk to a lot of schools out of state just in case. You never know, I think.
Mhm.
So it's best to keep an open mind about everything. So, and then later on, I started playing better, started doing more calls and unofficial visits with a lot of California schools. And then I knew I wanted to go to a school with like a good academic reputation. So I aimed for like UC Irvine, I think. That was my out of like my options that I wanted and had, I wanted to go there just
Right.
because it had everything that I needed, location, great academic school, good golf program, and it's continuing to get better.
That's great. So I'd like to avoid getting a text from your mom that we didn't mention all the love and support you got from her. So I'll turn it over to you and do a shout out to your parents and any siblings and show some love and gratitude.
Yeah, just my parents, because I'm an only child too, so they've been great. They've been very supportive of everything. I wouldn't say they were parents that forced me into the game or would get super angry if I didn't play well. They kind of let me find my own way, find my own path to growing into the game and loving this game. So shout out to them for driving me everywhere and
Yeah.
playing
It's a
all
big family
playing all
deal.
those
Well,
tournaments.
congrats to your parents. You know, obviously, they've done a great job. You're a terrific young athlete and student in a hard major, I might add, psychology. So you show up your freshman year, and you have a really great season. You get all Big West honorable mention. You had a career best 68. You tied for 11th at the Big West. You had the team best scoring average of 73.15. I'd say they were pretty lucky to get you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Was there anything, this is the part where I wanna go back. So now you're on a bigger stage, and you touched earlier on nerves and some other I wanna get in your head a little bit. It's easy for you as a psych major. And how did you, if you could share and touch on this, how did you deal with those nerves, and how did you get on the other side of that now where they're less and, it's helped your game a lot?
I think you just kind of have to keep pushing through it. It's just conditioning yourself to be in those positions where there's a lot of pressure, not even from other people, just the pressure that you put on yourself to perform. And you kind of just have to be okay with what happens and almost have a don't care too much if it doesn't work out because there's so much more ahead of you and there's so much more to learn. And I'm pros on huge stages mess up all the time. There's so many good players that put in more hours than you and they mess up on bigger stages. So it's very normal. Yeah.
So the follow-up question is a little bit related, but slightly different, which is, on that rare occasion where you get a bad break or you wind up in a divot, or maybe you're not 100% committed on the club selection or whatever, or the wind comes up and your ball goes, how does KK put that in the rearview mirror and focus on the next shot?
I mean, I would say, like, if you just end up in an unlucky lie, you kinda just have to laugh it off a little bit because it's just something out of your control. I mean, I think I try to in tough conditions, I try to weigh my options as much as I can and go with the best decision at that time. And if something changes, it's like, can't really do anything about it now. Lots of golf ahead, like, try to make a birdie on the next hole.
That's great. Uh, is there anything right now that you're spending a little extra time on in terms of tweaking, swing or short game or anything else that requires a little bit extra practice that you're spending a little more time on?
I would say probably swing mechanics a little bit, just trying to get my swing to be as efficient as it could be with speed and distance. So kind of working on just like swinging it harder because I've never been a player that swings it that hard. So, and like a lot of people are chasing speed and distance right now. I wouldn't want to say like my entire focus is just speed, but like being efficient with the speed that I have and trying to increase it a little.
Could I, at the risk of sounding dumb, could I ask you a little bit more for some a little more granularity? I mean, how are you doing that? Are you using a certain device or are you using TrackMan? Are you using video? How are you working on that? I'm curious.
Just for swing mechanics, I usually just take a few videos to try to look at all my checkpoints in my swing, and focusing on, like, lower body movements, kind of like using the ground for power, using your legs as, like, a force of power. In the gym, just trying to up the weight and do a lot of, explosive and rotational movements, a lot of med balls, jumping, anything to, like, build your lower body, and then it's gonna help overall anyways in your swing. And then for speed, right now, it's just honestly just, like, going out there and, like, hitting, like, 10 to 15 balls as hard as I can and swinging as fast as I can.
Wow. Okay. Thanks for sharing that insight. I am curious. We have a little lighter question next, which is do you have a favorite karaoke song?
That's a tough one. I've never done karaoke, but if I did right now, I'd probably do a Sabrina Carpenter song, something from her new album.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Enough. We're tabulating a list, so we'll put that on there.
Yeah.
Post that after the first of the year, so you can see how that came out. And then the last question, KK, is I just was wondering if you'd be kind enough to share, what your personal goals and team goals are for next semester.
Personal goals, definitely try to win a tournament sometime in the spring season. I think I've been really close this fall. It's been right there, just trying to put all the pieces together and finish strong that final round. That would probably be the biggest personal goal. Team goal, I think we have a really good chance of winning Big West and making it to nationals or just, like, getting the bid with our team because we have some better events lined up for us this year, so win Big West, maybe throw in another win for our team too.
Okay, great. Well, we're huge fans. We're honored that you took some time out. You're an amazing young golfer with a great career ahead of her and a rising star and a very smart young lady as well, with all your accolades. And we're rooting for you and wishing you and the team the best next semester. And hopefully we'll see you while we're covering a tournament. And it was a pleasure chatting with you. Wishing you the best of luck. We're big fans.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.